Didn't Harvey Weinstein himself write a letter, an open letter, to the New York Times after they made those original allegations, in which he admitted far more than simply being a bit of a bad boy?
Oh yes, and the letter itself is pretty damning in terms of how he comes across in his character himself. But he by no means in that letter has ever admitted that he was a rapist or that he sexually assaulted. But he does admit that his behaviour was out of keeping, out of step. The Me Too movement had existed as a concept before then, but when Harvey Weinstein's the detail emerged in this New York Times article, it just prompted this sort of real desire for people online to share and swap stories. So it was these sort of incidents that had been hushed up for many years, behaviour that had been hushed up privately within Hollywood. People were sharing, women were sharing all of their accounts of this awful behaviour that they'd stayed silent with. And it took a movement like the Me Too movement to actually empower a lot of women to feel like they could stand up to these powerful men who'd bullied a lot of women into silence before then.
But did this really start a broader conversation about that? Or was it just a flash in the pan, a moment in the zeitgeist?
No, I absolutely fundamentally believe that it has been a real catalyst for change. You cannot dispute the fact that the Me Too movement has done so much in terms of starting a conversation and a dialogue that just wasn't there before.
But are we truly any closer to understanding, let alone tackling, the root causes of male violence and male sexual violence against women? I mean, you could say right now that people like Andrew Tate are more influential, are more powerful than they were a handful of years ago, even despite the Me Too movement.
Yeah, look, there's no getting away from the fact that we have become so polarised within the whole world, really. The growth of the manosphere, and I mean, look, having a president in America who's been accused of a string of sexual misconduct allegations, which he denies, it certainly hasn't helped people, those voices within the Me Too movement, thinking that they feel like it's an environment at the moment where the conversation can be had and where bad behaviour can be called out.